Hello, welcome everybody. This is the Cast of Psychic Medium show, recording in Tacoma, Washington. For appointments, call 253-503-6816 and visit casthuff.com. Information is from Spirit and is from a spiritual medium and is for entertainment purposes only. This and all recording information I provide are copyright protected by law and the property of Cast Huff. Well, welcome everybody, and thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you're having a wonderful day and the rest of the summer. I hope it's amazing for you as we're reaching the end of August here. Today is Tuesday, August 27th, 2019. The numerology for today is 29, number 11. It adds up. 2 plus 9 is 11. Numerology is very simple. You add the numbers. Today we're going to talk about unsolved mysteries in the body and the metaphysical way to look at it. We're also going to talk a little bit about the new moon and how we can be living in an altered universe, an alternative universe. So we have a new moon on August 30th. This is in a couple of days, 6 degrees Virgo. The Virgo energy is fast moving, very intuitive. Things can speed up in a Virgo new moon. Although the Virgo people I know are also very steady. So they can make quick choices, act quickly, but typically it's like a steady flow of that generous energy. So you're going to see an opportunity as we are in Virgo, 6 degree Virgo new moon, joining with Mars, that Mars being that very intense masculine energy, but it feels wonderful. We've got Venus close to Mars, so you're going to see a very wonderful energy with the Venus and Mars combo right now of masculinity and femininity coming in strong, okay? So this is a really important time to make connection with your personal desires, whether it be romance, business, family, whatever your main desire is right now that you're bringing, harvesting, and wanting to influence into your world. And this is a great time for you to focus on these desires and develop the desires and the right way to bring these desires forward. Initiate some new ideas into your desires and find the satisfaction that it can bring your life and your lifestyle. So this is the start. This new moon is the start of a new cycle, and we're coming off the summer breeze. We're headed for a very steady stream of quality advances in the near future. We're headed for fall, and so this is a very wonderful, powerful time. The end of August, looking for September, is like turning the knob to a new door, okay? And now you have the power to open that door. Every year we have this opportunity as we get ready for September. So right now you may be forced to look at yourself, the decisions you're making. You may be forced to look at the door you're opening, kind of like what's left to tidy up, take care of, in order for you to open that door in a good way. Look for new mirrors to pop up on the horizon. I do tarot when I do readings occasionally, and I have been seeing the mirror card come up over and over and over again. And today I said, why am I seeing the mirror for you guys for the podcast? And the message was, do you hold yourself up to others' opinions, thoughts, and ideas? If so, you are going to find new people entering your life. Because if you're holding other people's thoughts, ideas, and opinions, and that's how you grow, if that's how you get your ideas, if you have to hear yourself in somebody else's voice, and that's not a wrong thing, it's just sometimes some people do that. If that's how you grow, then right now you're going to be finding a very big possibility of new people to enter your life, to bring you new opinions, new ideas, and possibly challenge you to see how you're thinking about things, open you up so you can open yourself up to new ways you hadn't seen before. It's kind of like if Creator knows that door you're about to open there's going to be things through that door that you've got to see. You've got to have the tools in your toolbox to hold all that beautiful energy you're bringing in. So this is an important time for you to be open and where people are just randomly telling you something. People are just going to open up to you and start sharing messages with you. This is a great time for you to stay very open. And if you are someone who is not generally holding that mirror up, then this will be a very intense time for you. If you have evolved where you're not seeing the mirror so much, you will find intense meditations. You will find deeper and more intense messages coming in. You will find yourself realizing that we have just come through this massive transition of change energy, and so many people are finding themselves in this new consciousness, this new vibrational energy, and just holding on to this new energy and making a way to make peace with it, because it's so different. It's like you stepped onto a new shelf, almost like the planet has evolved. We're on a new step on the ladder. So here we are, and it's interesting as I'm talking about that, I'm having visions of the fires that are burning. I think that's in the Brazilian Amazon. And so what those fires indicate all of the toxic energy in the lungs of our planet. That, when we're talking about our lungs in our physical body, the lungs are what take on emotions from other people. Working as a spiritual advisor and working with people, I take on a lot of energy in my lungs, and I've had to learn through the years how to do lung clearings. And so can you imagine the lungs of our planet are just right now just saying, I can't take it anymore. I can't take any more of this emotional stuff going on. Hey, we all need to get along. The forest does not need to burn down, and we do not need to have lung problems. So the earth is challenging us to come together to put those fires out and come together in harmony. And I bet this is going to bring probably different countries to unite, to come together. So this is the main purpose of those fires burning, is to mainly bring activism, peace, love, harmony, people to fight for the planet and come forward. So the lungs, the breath of our planet, here we are experiencing, am I right? Are you right? Am I wrong? Are you wrong? People kind of go to battle, and then we take on that emotional stuff. We can live more in peace, and we can get on the same page, taking steps to take care of matters, and everyone can get along and work together to make things go harmoniously. And this is an absolute opportunity for us to, right now, what we can do is say some prayers for, we ask that the waters come, that the emotions of the planet do not have to be downloaded in the rainforest. We do not have to see destruction or total destruction. We pray for that. Obviously, if it needs to happen according to Creator Source, but we pray for that to be, that Creator just comes in and divinely intervenes on those rainforests and put the fires out, and help all the people that are fighting the fires. So right now, the most important thing that you can do yourself is to clear your own emotional state. If you're overly emotional, don't take it on other people. Don't start fires with your emotions. Allow yourself to be in a place of peace and harmony, and trust that you can work through any situation. So if you are feeling like you can't make it through a situation without kind of emotional catastrophe, we don't have to see that. You can read books, you can meditate. Gosh, you can hop on YouTube and listen to, if you just type in on YouTube, you just type in music for healing my mind, or if you type in clear negative blocks, or if you type in, encourage love, there is music for every single problem you're having, and you can tune yourself to the vibration of the harmony of that. So this is important. And then you can also look up emotional freedom technique. There are so many people out there on the internet that are trained in emotional freedom technique. Everyone out there who's feeling overwhelmed emotionally or caustic. Caustic is the word that means toxic. Caustic is when you get into somebody else's space or they get in your space, and the reaction between the two of you is chemical. It's like there's a chemical negative reaction. So it's super important to activate those tools, those healing tools that you can use at any time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, that you can find emotional peace. You don't have to be in drama over a situation. You can actually find peace in your situations as long as you have the tools, okay? So the other thing I want to talk about is how we're going through a very massive awakening, especially I'm talking directly right now to the spiritual healers and the really strong meditators out there. We're going through a process of a major death and rebirth. And so this is a sense of walking off one planet and becoming on a new planet. And this is a difficult time for some people it's almost like there's a major stuck in their field. As the prayer warriors out there, spiritual people, psychics, energy healers, whatever you're doing, there's so many different avenues to help people. So whatever you're doing, realize that you may have to pray a little harder. You may have to intend a little stronger. Set your intentions to see people making it through. And if they don't meet their challenge, pray for them too. But whatever's going on in their higher soul self, sometimes we can't resolve it instantly. It may take time, may take challenge, may take situation for somebody to overcome and become one and complete within themselves. So make sure that you're non-judgmental, always non-judgmental, self-loving with everyone right now. It's just super, super important. More than ever. Okay. So it's interesting. I've been getting downloads on the word ions and particles. And I was at the Ocean Shores Body and Soul Festival this last weekend. Amazing group of people, healers, vendors, practitioners, everything you could imagine. People who read the eyes, people who read your aura, people who do, energy work. Amazing. I bought a beautiful drum while I was there, a Reiki healing drum. And I was sitting there on Saturday before the event really got going, and I started downloading a message about the ions. And I'm like, okay, this is not me. I am not like a scientific mind, okay? And so I started Googling ions and particles. I started getting visions of, and so I typically do work with the teachings that Creator is in the gap of our cells. And so here we have the ions are actually the proton, neutron, electron. It's like the whole. And I kept seeing separate the particles that are harmful to the ions in your body. And so I started working on this. And as I was doing this, I kept getting visions of healing being downloaded into the cells of the body. If you're listening to this right now and you feel called to, you can just close your eyes and become one with the knowledge of the ions within your body, and allow if there's any particles within your being, energies that don't belong there, it's like we're breaking it up to the finest frequency for your cellular healing. Now, I've been working a lot with shungite, which is a billion or more, I think it's even older than a billion-year-old stone that was found on the planet. They believe it was a meteor. And it was brought, it's been on the Earth. They do know it's really, really, really old. So what came to me was this actual stone is so old that it doesn't carry the drama that we have manifested on the universal consciousness at this time. So when I work with the shungite, and I'm working psychically with the medicine of shungite, okay? So now we're going to call that into this teaching of the ions and the particles. And I'm going to have you just breathe and relax and invite in, if you choose to do this with me, invite in the medicine of shungite. And you can just do that through your intentions. Thank you, shungite, for being here. Thank you for being present on the planet. And this is the most neutral, loving energy. And as you invite that shungai in, you see that the particles can easily release from your being. They just don't need to be here. I want you to kind of open up, just allow anything that is not serving your being, any particles, anything in your cells, anything outside of your cells, all particles that are just not good for you, that need to go for your highest and best according to your soul and creator, are welcome to release. They're welcome to just go back or go wherever they came from, okay? And so allow these particles that don't belong and allow your ions to vibrate just amazingly. So we're separating all the particles of energies wherever they came in, whether they're human form, non-human form, whatever the form is. We don't have to know. We're just going to work with the medicine of clearing our ions and allowing our cells to vibrate at health. So just breathe in and just let your cells vibrate, your ions vibrate. Stay in a positive frequency. Breathing really positively now and feeling the energy healing in your body. Allowing yourself to come to just a beautiful place. So I actually had a person sitting with me who had a knee problem. I started working on this teaching and she started having some healing. And so I saw where we need to put a little protection over our hearts right now. Just kind of imagine those of you who are very sensitive. We're doing a lot of healing on the planet. We've got our lungs burning up over in Brazil. We've got a need for clearing all that is being burned off in your own environment, in the health environment. We've got a need to see our ions clear, positive. And we send that ionic healing also to the trees and the plants over in the rainforest. We send the ionic healing to the earth and the soil, the birds, the animals, all of the wild animals and domestic animals. We send healing to the sky above, and to you we send healing above you and below you in the earth and your environment. Imagine your food vibrating at just a beautiful, positive vibration. Your ions in your food just amazing, and your particles that don't belong there being released. Parasites, particles, anything that doesn't belong there going back to its planet of origin or wherever it needs to go, okay? Going wherever it's best, highest and best for you. So, wonderful time when I was at Ocean Shores, just connected with a lot of wonderful people. And very important reminder for us to share our stories, because on Sunday morning, I was in my hotel room and I felt a song. I started singing, and I started writing down this song. And when I got there, I ended up singing the song, and a young man heard me, and he came to my table, and he said, "Thank you so much for sharing your song." And he had lost somebody around him had committed suicide. And my song touched him, and he was crying. And we just sat together, and it was almost like, we don't even need to read. Let's just cry. Let's just sit here and heal. I mean, sometimes if you just share your story, that's all you need to do, okay? Now we're going to talk about a very strange message that came to me, and it doesn't get any more normal. It just gets interesting, okay? Are you living in an alternative universe? Okay, I'm going to use some very psychic language. I think some people might say this in a different way, but this is how it came to me to look at it. Have you gone through something? Have you gone through a difficult time? Okay, or maybe somebody brought their problem to you, and you are living in that problem, almost like it's a daily existence. Or so this is how I saw the vision. Are you living in an alternative universe, one that was downloaded or imprinted on you by someone else, or you accept it as your situation? Are you living in an alternative universe that was downloaded or imprinted on you? And so I actually had a healing vision come forward for this, that if you can imagine what it is, I mean, if that resonated with you, and you can look around and go, yeah, I didn't choose that. Yeah, this is what I'm dealing with. Yeah, this is kind of the scenario that I'm living in. Maybe it's not what you really, really wanted for yourself. If you accepted that universe as your own. Obviously, you have your own part to play, and we don't want to be blamers. We don't want to do that. We want to look at this from love and acceptance, and you have the power to change your situation. So sometimes we stay in a situation because we just don't know how to change it. We don't know what's going to happen if we do change it. The fear of change sometimes is enough to keep people stagnant. And we're human. We're downloaded with all kinds of instincts and fear signals, and we detect fear. So if we detect fear, we stay in a place, maybe sometimes longer than they should, but you stay as long as you need to until you're ready. So how you can overcome this is a very interesting vision. I had this imagine like beautiful energies of crystalline water that's in the frequency, not necessarily actual water, but I saw this crystalline water vibration coming in and washing over the alternative universe that was downloaded to you or imprinted on you, either by you that you accepted or by someone else that you accepted. And I saw the crystalline energies coming into your universe and balancing your situation, and so that you can easily allow yourself to become clear and a conduit for clarity, and allow that, if something needs to wash away from you, that it can be easy, that it can be joyful, that there's an opportunity for shifts to be miraculous, okay? So if you have accepted a situation, you can just ask the crystal wave of light to come in and to help you with that situation. Maybe it's going to take several days or months for it before you're ready for the new energies to come in. But, allow yourself to start the releasement process of what's not really meant to be there in your life, okay? It's okay for you to change. It's okay to do that. It's okay to pray for a good change. Now, the very last topic today is going to be kind of a funny topic. Let's see how I do on this one. So, unsolved mysteries in the body. Metaphysical unsolved mysteries in the body is actually where I want to go with this, because wow, I have had an amazing opportunity to help some people recently. How can I say it's not me? I'm a conduit, I'm an open channel. But the same theory has come in over and over and over, and it's energetic constipation. That's right, I said it. I don't know if I've talked about this before on the show, but if we're actually having a stuck energy, now this is the funniest thing I've ever heard in the healing realm. I discovered there was a still point in the stomach, that when somebody is upset, they need to talk to somebody, or they need to resolve something with somebody. There's actually a point in the stomach, right in the middle of the stomach, that it's like a still point, a psychic still point. The body will just shut down. I don't want to talk to you. I can't talk to you. I can't. And all of a sudden, the stomach will actually stop processing. It's like you have to realize how important your mind is, okay? Your mind is so powerful that if you say, I can't, I won't, I'm done, I won't do that, I'm going to put my foot down, or maybe you want to talk to somebody but feel like you can't do it, you feel like you can't have that opportunity, I want you to realize you can actually just kind of allow yourself to become aware of the still point right in the center of your stomach, okay? I want you to see it like a light switch. Some people turn that switch off. I don't want to process. I don't want to know. That's my gut instinct. I don't want to know what's happening. I don't want to know the truth. I don't want to know the outcome. And what do? We shut down. Okay, so I discovered this still point in the stomach, okay? So I am discovering that a lot of our unsolved mysteries in the body are actually due to the still point in the stomach that our mind has power over. And you can flip the switch back on and allow your body to move energy and obviously move your food and digest and all of that. What if, I want you to just breathe and relax, close your eyes for a minute. What if you got a whole bunch of little light switches down in your intestines too? You know, what if you've got a light switch in your tummy? Now you got a little tiny one in your intestines, maybe in the colon. You know, what if you have the ability to shut down a part of your body? Now let's expand that. What if you have a light switch, maybe in your lungs, your heart, your throat, your third eye, your crown chakra, your blood system? You know, we have 15 systems in the body. What if there's little tiny light switches in your body everywhere, you know, and whatever you're dealing with, all you have to do is figure out the one thing that you thought, said, or did, or felt you couldn't have, you know, wanted, whatever it is. And all you had to do is flip that light switch back on and say, thank you. I am now going to allow my body to flow. Now, I'm not saying this is going to be the end-all be-all cure of all things, but I found it very interesting, and I saw this in a vision as I was working on one person, and another person called with the same problem, another person called with the same problem. It was like Creator said, hey, you have got to understand this more and more, and with each person, we came to more understanding of how the body can open and flow by flipping that switch back on. And so in every case, it was someone who needed to talk to somebody, or they were feeling sad, they were holding on to grief. I found grief in every case. Okay, so we can flip the switch. We can say, I don't want to deal with it. The avenue is to open up your body to flow naturally by asking yourself, what am I avoiding dealing with? What do I need to say to somebody? What do I need to do today? What am I supposed to be doing that's going to bring me peace and harmony? I think it's interesting when our mind, we start feeling we can't resolve a situation, we start to shut down the light switches in our body. We start to say, I'm not worthy of health. I'm not worthy of my body flowing. I'm not worthy of feeling wonderful and allowing the energy to flow. It's like we just shut down. Okay, so I'm just going to advise you to, if you feel like it, listen to that, do a meditation. If you're having a health concern, for fun, why not just go in and say, hey, I'd like to flip the switch back on for health. Okay, visualize your little light switch in whatever part of your body, whatever you're dealing with. Visualize that light switch being turned on and everything flooding in a positive way of health, healing, and energy, and that you can receive that in the highest and best way, harming no one and no thing and not yourself. Okay? So that was the metaphysical unsolved mysteries in the body. Turn on the light switch for health and start with, I would have you just start with, the one that I saw was actually very big in the stomach, right in the center of the stomach area. Okay? So flip the light switch on, visualize your body moving energy, visualize yourself receiving energy. Wow, I just got this huge hit to talk about receiving. I talk about receiving a lot with women in the women's work because women tend to shut down their receivers. They give a lot. Many times they have children. Men also, I have worked with some men who are shut down in their receivers. Sometimes men who work just nonstop or overwork or their job is their thing can tend to almost feel like that's the only thing that they're living for. And when that happens, they shut down their receivers. They shut down their givers. Okay, so it's just super important for men and women to learn to stay open to both giving and receiving. So I would just recommend 7 minutes of meditation in the morning. We were given these cups. Our hands are cups God gave us. However you say God, universe, source, great spirit. And you just hold your hands as cups on your lap and breathe. And for 7 minutes, imagine receiving everything that you need into your life and into your world. Create a beautiful space for yourself to do this by just sitting and allowing yourself to breathe in and out, receiving what you need. You might see visions of things coming in, dropping in from the heavens. You might imagine that right in front of you is a stage and everything that you want is coming onto the stage. You're receiving it, plucking it off, however you want to receive, but use your imagination and visualization to help you. Okay, so we are right now, I'm just going to close up with just a recap. Super important to kind of look at the door you're headed into in September. And boy, it's going to be good. I mean, I feel like the time right now, the energy is wonderful. We've got opportunities for a lot of growth right now, and we've got a lot of opportunity for sharing your calling right now. I mean, your people are just stepping into their true calling right and left and being okay with it. So it's a wonderful time to bring this joy you had from the summer forward. In my personal life, I am going to be a grandmother again. And so the joy of children, the joy of watching my daughter's pregnancy grow, just absolute joy and happiness and harmony. And so this is just a wonderful new moon time. A lot of occult learning came in for new people, like a whole new phase of people learning about the spirit world, religion, spirituality. Remember, don't judge each other. Everybody has their own way of looking at things and own language. If you guys aren't on the same page, or you know somebody you're not speaking the same language, learn your friend's language. Understand where people are coming from. Open yourself up to see where people are really coming from. So this is just a wonderful time for us on the planet to do some energy healing and think bigger. Think your whole community right now. Okay, thank you so much for listening. I hope you're having a wonderful day. And remember to do your light switch and work with your ions and clear your particles that don't belong there. Send them back wherever they need to go. And this is a wonderful new cycle. So happy beginnings. Have a wonderful day. This is Cass.